Oh, I never get tired of that, ever. Yeah. Hi, I'm Sir Will of Grey, Will Grey 42. This is Sir Michael of Grey.
Hello.
And we are back, and today we are going to be talking about the spear. I'm using a short spear today instead of a long spear, but that's because we're filming with a tripod, and to be honest, a long spear, there's too much movement to get on a single locked position. So we're using a short spear today, but the rules are exactly the same. This particular video and lesson goes out to a friend of mine, Paul, Civil Defense, YouTube. Check him out. He asked, I need to know more about spear. So, lo and behold, I'm here. We're talking about spear. Woo! I know, I'm silly. But if you don't know that I'm silly, that means that you haven't watched any of my videos. None of them. Because I'm silly. Alright. By now you should have watched the longsword video. And with the longsword video, we were talking about how with multiple hands you get multiple pivot points. Well, the spear is no exception. Matter of fact, it is the perfect example of it. A short spear will work for this, but a long spear has even more. It's like a ukulele has, what, 9, 10 frets? A guitar has how many frets? The longer the area in which that you're fighting with, the more positions that you can lay down your hands. So, for now, we're going to start with a short spear, and you can translate it into long spear. I'm going to switch you up sides here real quick, so you can see what my hands are doing. First position is a short-range weapon. Now, with a short-range weapon, not only do you have fast attacks and easy movement, but if they step in and attack you like they would a longsword, you also have this complete wall that you can work with. And this wall can protect you from just about any attack that you can come up with. If you bring that into a vertical position, you can pretty much protect your entire body. The second position is mid-range, about halfway into the handle. And this actually works, the attacks work kind of like a longsword. You know, and the attacks is just the same as they've always been. You know, give me 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. This doesn't change. There's no reason for it to change. The final position is a long end attack, where you're using as much range as possible. Now, this long range will allow you to not only keep your enemies at bay for long distances, but you'll be able to use long flowing attacks. And as the flowing attacks change into a mid-range, they turn into a little bit sharper, and as they go into full short range, now they're short and choppy. This allows you to change your attack style, your defense style. With that much movement, now you're a completely different fighter, fighting a completely different way, with a completely different weapon, and they have to answer to that. They have to respond to it. Alright? A spear is a utility weapon. It is specifically designed and specifically made to be a short range, a mid range, a long range, an extremely long range weapon. That is the most important part. Now, people go, alright, well then what can I do with this spear? Well, this is a one-sided spear. I mean, you can do the whole Darth Maul thing and put another one on the other end. But with a single-edged weapon, ready position, I can start a fight in the same distance as him. Using his range, I can figure out that now I'm in his attack zone, he's in my attack zone, both of us start in an equal position. If he had a short sword, I could do the same thing and bring it up close. But since he has a long, I'm going to start with pretty much the same range as well. Now, this is going to also set his mind to, alright, we're fighting on the same length, the same range. Alright, he can expect not to have close-up attacks, and, you know, he knows his range, so that's about the same range. Now, as we start the fight and we go into it, I can step in, move it forward right here so they can see what I just did. I've just locked his weapon. Now, if you had another one, you could bring it in and attack this way. But I have now just locked his weapon and pinned it against him. Now, these frills that are usually for a decoration, I also use as a weapon. I can grab onto it, and now I've locked your weapon. I have it. I can move it over here and pull him over here and hit him in the elbow again. But even if I didn't use these fronds, which I have no doubt I have just annoyed some LARPing team somewhere, and oh, that's not fair. That's supposed to be a horse tail, and you wouldn't be able to hold a blade. Well, if you notice that where I had it, I actually had it around his handle and hand. So let's take another position. When starting with that spear, I come in again, start you up here, step in. Look at his positioning. We're going to step you back in, Mike, over here. This positioning has once again pinned his weapon against his body, allowing me full movement. I can grab this hand, I can grab this hand. Alright? And then just sticky, 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 sticky. At the same time, if I don't want to do that, I can actually pin that arm and then come back across his body. Alright? Once again, the utility weapon. This is my favorite toy. This is my favorite weapon. This is the one that when I pull this out, everyone else goes, ah, dude, man, not fair. Which is also why I originally used it for Spear Cam. Which is so much fun. Now, sorry, we had to have a little musical number. In full range, this weapon becomes a long, wafting weapon. It can be used for massive range and then pulled back in for a quick defense. As you change your hand placement, change your body placement. If you haven't watched the video that really talks about combat zones, danger zones, watch it, because this is extremely important. The strategy behind this weapon is to bring them in close. Switch up to a close style and just sticky, 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 sticky. Or bring it out to a mid-range when they're not looking. Alright? Even as I'm retreating from a battle, I can then make it a full attack of physical. So even as your body backs up, the weapon is still moving forward. Now, there's so much to go into that I'm going to save more of it for the next video. If you have any questions about Spear, by all means, make a little comment, write me a little letter. I'll be more than happy to answer your questions the best that I can. I also suggest watching By the Sword, where you actually get to see me using this for real. That isn't choreographed, that's just how the weapon's used. So, thank you very much for your time. We're from the Knights of Grey. See you soon. Love what you do.